What's up, lads? In this video, we're going to be talking about how you can level up your mindset in 2024 and the current strategy that I'm putting in place to be able to do that. So let's get right into it. Basically, what I wanted to kind of get into is that, in order for you to change your life, you need to be able to control your mind. And if you can control your mind, you can control your life. And so, in today's day and age, a lot of people can't focus and, they have a very short attention span because of things like TikTok and, social media, things like that. But what you need to come to understand is that it's not your fault. It's just, how you've currently been conditioned, and you've just tried to do the best you can with the information that you've had, and it's got you the results that you have now. So if you're not happy with that, you need to start to be able to retrain your brain to do hard things. Because in essence, what I kind of came to realize is that human beings think about 60,000 thoughts every day. And most people, live the same year over and over and over again, the same day over and over again, because those 60,000 thoughts are the same. So if we want to change our life, we need to start to change some of those 60,000 thoughts that we're thinking every day, and reading is a great way to be able to do that. So what I'm getting at here is how I've been able to start to change my life is reading to solve my problems. So every problem that you're facing in your life right now, it isn't new. Your problems are created by the information that you have, and that's why you have those problems. So if you want to solve those problems, you ultimately need to understand that you need new information, you need new paradigms, perspectives, and ways of thinking about that can change it. So it's a simple topic, and I've heard this so many times, but then I realized I was like, I have these problems in my life around, health or money or business or trading, or whatever it is, and I'm just trying to work harder doing the same thing to try and solve that problem, but without actually getting new information. And that's kind of like a bad situation to be in. So what I've started to do now, and what I'd recommend that you guys do as well, is pick one topic and then start to focus on that and start to change the programming around that. So, for the next 90 days, what do you want to be able to work on, and start to change the input that's going into your brain in terms of what you're reading, what you're listening to, and start to get some new insights into those type of topics and content. That's just what I've been doing, and that's what I recommend that you do, kind of 90 days at a time. For me, I'm focusing on money over the next 90 days, so I'm going reading books, I'm listening to things that are helping me solve those problems in my life. So this is pretty much my reading setup, okay? So step one is you're going to need the Kindle app on your phone. This is basically the easiest way to read from what I've experienced, because we're going to be listening to the audiobook on our phone and actually reading on our phone at the same time, which is a very fast way to process the information. So yeah, you're going to need Kindle, you're going to need Audible or a YouTube account or whatever, so that you can access the audiobooks. The Notion template, so I'll link this below. This is basically the template that you're going to be going through to be able to review your books and make sure that you're extracting the information that you get from them. And then you're also going to, you have the possibilities to either download the books from Kindle. There is another way that you can, download these books for free. I can't post that here on YouTube because they fucking block it for privacy and shit, but I've linked below and made another video about that. It's in my Telegram channel, so you guys can access that one there if you want to know how to do that. But essentially, you download the books, you put it on your Kindle, you also find the audio book for that, and then you start reading and listening to it on 1.5 to 2x speed, and you're going through that information and basically highlighting what stands out. Now, this allows you to tap into a flow state. You're going to be able to read and process this information a lot faster, because people look at a book and they're like, fuck, it's going to take me, a month or 2 months to read this. But if you have the audiobook, it says there, okay, 6-hour audiobook. But if you're listening to it on 1.8 or 2x speed, which is very manageable and understandable, then in reality, it's taking you 3 hours to read that. So hey, if I dedicate 30 minutes a day to do reading, then in 1 week, I can read this book when it usually would have taken me months. That's just a great way that I've learned how to do it. And also when you're listening and reading at the same time, I find that I'm able to focus a lot more, and I kind of understand and conceptualize a lot more of the content that's being portrayed. So that's the setup. All the links for that will be below. And yeah, just basically download all of that, follow what I'm talking about, and check the Telegram group if you want to find out how you can do that as well. So basically, when it comes to learning anything new, for you to be able to do it, you need to read it, recite it, and review it. And the only way that I guess I've been able to really learn information is from going through it and reading it, but then being able to explain it to people in my own words, and it helps your own brain like conceptualize those different topics and concepts that may be new to you that you're trying to still understand. So how you go about doing this is basically, as you're reading in your books, you're going to be highlighting. In the Kindle app, you can send all of those different highlights to your email, and then you can basically copy and paste that into this Notion template that I'm going to be sharing with you. All you have to do is like follow that template. You can write out in your own words like what's helped you, and then you can implement those action steps. Okay, so it's very straightforward. Obviously it takes a little bit of work to be able to do that, like once you've actually finished reading the book, but this is how you actually get the most out of it, and not just like mental masturbation of reading a book and then forgetting all about it and doing nothing with it. And the last thing I want to say is that the good shit is going to stick. So whenever you start like reading books or going down this personal development pathway, it might feel too overwhelming for you, especially if a lot of your mates and stuff, or you're like haven't read a book since you left school. So just don't overthink it. Just start committing to change your programming and solving these problems that you have in your life, and use this new level of thinking to solve your problems and just stay consistent with it. So hopefully that helps. What I'm going to do now is share with you an example of how that works and how I've done this for myself, so that you guys can see pretty much like step by step what you would need to do. So this is just an example here, guys. You click on the link below. It should take you to like a Notion account, something like this. Obviously yours won't have all this data in here, but it'll give you the template. You can click new up here, and then it will take you to a new page, and then once you open that, I'll just run you through this, right? So basically like what you're going to be doing is you're going to be, this is for everything that you see here is for kind of after you've read the book. If you want to do a little bit of pre-study before you read the book, I added this in here just because you're reading a book to solve a problem in your life. So, watching some reviews on YouTube about that book, or starting to anticipate like what you want to learn from the book, can help kind of prepare your mind for, what you want to get out of that. So write down any questions that you may have, and kind of think about like what's your main goal of reading the book. And that's actually helped me quite a bit. But yeah, pretty much at the bottom here, this is where you want to take some time and post all of your notes, and then you can go through your notes, your highlights, and then you can basically start to work through that. So this, again, like in Kindle, in the app on your phone, you can email the highlights to yourself, and then you just copy and paste them here and kind of work through it. So that's just the template that you'll be working through. Once you've gone through the highlights, then you kind of go through this, and trust me, it sounds like a lot of work, but this is really how you get the most out of like reading your books. And again, like you're reading the book in like a week. So it's like fast information, should be fresh in your mind, and doing this and taking, an hour after you read the book to kind of go through that really does help. So can't recommend that enough. I'll give you an example here of a book that I recently read. I'm still reading that one, this one here. So just looking at this, like I just read this book, it's about trading. So when I just finished reading the book, what I did is I went to the bottom here, and I just copied and pasted, and I put all my notes in here. And then what I've gone and done is, read through the notes, and you can basically like highlight the different things. You can click comment, and you can leave comments and stuff like that. And I've done that for myself just to think about my biggest takeaways. And then once I've finished going through my highlights for the book, then I'll come back to the top of the page there, and I'll fill out this, and I'll write like what my understanding of this book is in 3 sentences, any impressions, how this book's kind of changed me, my top 3 quotes from it, and then I guess my biggest takeaway up here. So it's real simple. I mean, you just have to follow the process. And like I said, if you're doing this, it's actually about you're understanding and applying the information that you're reading in the books, and not just kind of reading it to say that you've read a book, but using this new information, this new level of thinking to solve those problems in your life. So I like take all the action steps that this author has explained in that book, and then I've used that to then change my life and help solve the problems that I currently have. So I want you guys to do the same. I know this is really going to help you if you implement it and you apply it. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoy. Let me know how you go, and peace out.